Hello and welcome back to my session. We are here at India's largest learning platform, which is Unacademy Plus. Now, why it is known as India's largest learning platform? What are its features? What is so important? What is so special about Unacademy Plus? So, you get here an access to unlimited live and recorded courses. Whichever course that you are looking for, you get here, and that too from India's top and the best educators. My friends, I am Sumati Sharma. I'm a postgraduate in art stream. I am a passionate runner. I am a passionate cyclist. I have an experience of being into this education sector from past 20 years. And I have also played the role of being principal and vice principal for 15 years in many renowned schools of Rajasthan. I have taught CAT aspirants and students pursuing for other management courses and, for example, CLAT, BBA, BCA, BPO, MAT, etc. I also have an experience of teaching students from grade 9 to 12 subjects like English and social studies. Friends, I am a person who loves to take up challenges in life and I am a self-motivator. So that was a small introduction about me, and let's get to something very viable here, which is Plus subscription, or why Unacademy Plus. So what you get here? Now you get here a structured course which is in line with your exam syllabus. It helps you to prepare in the best possible manner, because with the educators there in your live sessions, you get an access to them. You can engage with your educator, you can solve your problem, your doubts there and then, and your issues will be resolved there. So you do not leave out of the place. You also attend the live tests and quizzes being taken up here at Unacademy Plus, like the tests and the practice sessions and the mocks, etc., which gives you a detailed analysis of your performance. And educators help you out where did you go wrong and what was the right thing that you should have done. With their suggestions and their advice and their timely help, you feel nowhere out of the line, the queue. The other advantages of being at Unacademy Plus. So the sessions taken up here are not really constrained to English, Hindi, or a mix of that. But you can opt for a session in the language of your own choice. What I mean to say is there are sessions taken up by our educators here, which are taken up in more than other 12 languages. So that's an advantage, right? And the schedule, it works for you, it is planned, and you get a personalized schedule which your educator helps you out with, and you get a timely reminders for your sessions that you need to attend. You can interact with your educator, get engaged, solve your problems, your doubts, and that will be done even when the live sessions are going on. In case you miss your sessions, then don't be disheartened. You can download those sessions which you have missed, and you can, because they're all recorded, and you can watch them from any time, from anywhere, at any time, from your laptop, your mobile, your iPad, etc. You get your doubts cleared. You also get to answer on the live polls, which helps you to be in that competitive spirit and you can make a place or a mark of yourself on the leaderboard. You get a detailed report and an analysis of your topic wise scores and the time spent per question, and in the form of and even the competitive stats. The tests and quizzes help you to keep yourself check on the track. That means whether your performance is going on the right track or not. You also have an access to the best and the quality content, the material here at Unacademy Plus, so that it helps you to prepare in your extra time or your leisure time when you are not in the session. So my friends, what are we waiting for then? If you are looking for a 12-month course, the amount or the fee is 17,500. But you can avail this 10% discount, that is 15,750, only if you use my referral code SUMATI. But if you're looking for a 24 months course, then go for again a 10% discount. Avail this opportunity and you will have to only pay 18,900 on 21,000, but only if you are using my referral code, which is SUMATI. So the topic for today is synonyms part 2. And this is such an interesting and a fun-filled topic. Synonyms, we get to know so many words. We get to know how to use these words. We get to know how these words, what is the usage in the sentence and how the different words form different meaning with the different usages in the sentence. Synonyms, words having similar meanings. And you would be finding it very surprising, but I find it very interesting that when I want to find out many words, when I want to build up my vocabulary, what I do is I pick up a word, suppose Delphic, right? I pick up this word and I use every letter of this word and find out the similar meaning words to it. So I will get the similar meaning words. Look how many. D, E, L, P, H, I, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 words with similar meaning. Usage different, but similar meaning I have found out from one word. So try to follow this. Try to adapt yourself to this system. This will surely and very easily और बहुत जल्दी आपका vocabulary bank को fill up करेगा, right? So let's see. Delphic का meaning, Delphic means deliberately hidden or someone difficult to understand. Delphic. He is so Delphic in his nature. So D for Delphic. Plato gave priority to the Delphic, hidden maxim, know yourself. So he gave this maxim, know yourself, which had some hidden meaning or something which was not very easy to understand. E, enigmatical. What was the use of trying to understand this vastly complicated and enigmatical world? क्या जरूरत है इस वर्ल्ड को अंडरस्टैंड करने की जो एक तरह से बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, बहुत चीजें यहाँ पे कुछ छुपी हुई है, सब खुली हुई नहीं है. So, what is the use of trying to understand this vastly complicated and enigmatical word? Difficult to understand. L, Lausch. To most people, that just sounds like a lush accountant. So that accountant seems to be very hidden. He hides a lot of things. So he sounds like a lush accountant. P, puzzling. She's been puzzling over his strange letter for weeks. उसका वो letter उसको बहुत difficult लग रहा था to understand. She's been puzzling over his strange letter for weeks. Hermetic, H for hermetic. He entered the hermetic world of the monastery at a young age. So this small little boy, he entered hermetic का word जिससे ये form हुआ है, that is hermit, which is noun. And this is an adjective. World is noun, so world कैसा है? Hermetic. So this is here use an adjective, and hermit is a noun, which is this word hermetic is made out of. He entered the hermetic world of the monastery at a young age. Hermetic is kind of a word which is very difficult to understand, and at a young age. I for inscrutable. The inscrutable gaze, the look, inscrutable gaze or the inscrutable look of the palace guards made me a little nervous. Inscrutable was very difficult. I was not feeling very easy. So the look or the difficult gaze of the palace guards made me a little nervous. C. C for cryptic. I received a cryptic message through the post. So I received a cryptic which was difficult to understand. I could not find out the hidden meaning of that message. I got it through the post. Dross. Dross, it means something which is of very low quality. कुछ बहुत ही लो क्वालिटी की चीज या किसी के बारे में we use this word dross. Now D for dross. So much of what's on TV is pure dross. जितना टीवी पे आजकल दिखाया जाता है it's all due to low quality. It's all of low quality. What is being shown on TV these days. R for raffle. Now this is not a raffle ticket, but if we take it in that context, raffle is something which is related to lottery, something which is done through what do you call that? So black marketing, right? So this is so all these lottery, black marketing, all this is related to what? They are very low. They are not very high profile or not something very high thinkable jobs or high thinkable works. They are considered to be quite low. So that is how raffle is being used as something of low quality. He won a car in the raffle. The draw for the raffle takes place on Saturday. Sentences में यहाँ पे raffle lottery के context में use हुआ है. But then it is something of low quality because it has not been earned. This car has not been bought with his hard-earned money. उसने अपने पैसे पसीने की कमाई से तो नहीं खरीदी, but उसको लॉटरी या raffle के थ्रू मिली, right? O for awful. Defrost turkey overnight in fridge. Remove offal and clean. That means remove the offal which is of low quality, and turkey here is being referred to as low quality. So defrost it and clean it. S. Poria. Based on the composition and texture differences of the coal, The cones have been subdivided into scoria cone, spatter cone, and mixed cone. Scoria cones. Scoria means something which is of the scrap is of very low. Sorry, the uh, mixture of the cones. So it has been divided, subdivided into of low quality, then spatter cone, and then the mixed cone. Scrap, S for scrap. Scrap is again of low quality. So a lot of scrap metal can be melted down and used again. So again, something which is of low quality. Dross, D for dross, R for raffle, O for offal, S for scoria, and S for scrap. Epitome. Now, guys, this is not pronounced as epitome. This is the wrong pronunciation. It is always pronounced as epitome. Now, what I'm trying to say is please always pay attention on the pronunciation of the words also. अब आप कहेंगे कि कैट एग्जाम में pronunciation कहाँ से आ गया? Yes. So what about your GDs and PIs? Right? You have to take up your GD and PI after you give your CAT exam. Then what? There your speaking skills, your attributes, your mannerisms, your presentation is all being tested. So if you will start working on this from right now, क्या तरीका है आपके speaking skills improve करने का? To listen to good English. That is, you can watch good English movies, good English channels like Discovery Channel and History Channel, etc. Right? Even the newspapers that you read good quality English newspapers, The Economist, The Hindu, The Mint, etc. Right? And when you are speaking to someone, try to speak and use new words, not using regular words जो हम रोजाना की जिंदगी में काम लेकर आते हैं, रोजाना रोजमर्रा की लैंग्वेज में बोलते हैं. Stop making use of that. You are definitely capable of learning 5 new words at least in a day. And if you will follow this way, as I have been doing it, I'm bringing in front of you. If you will learn your words in this way, you will have a good, real rich vocabulary bank in no time. So, epitome means perfect example or model. किसी चीज या किसी का भी किसी के बारे में perfect example हमें जब यूज करना होता है, so we use this word epitome. Now, E for epitome. She looked the epitome of elegance. P for paragon. He was considered to be a paragon of virtue. Virtue का मतलब होता है, virtue means ethics or good values. So this is what virtue means. So he was considered to be an ideal example of having virtues, paragon of virtue. Ideal. Okay. Another difference. Are these two words same or they are different? Ideal and ideal. Yes, my friends, they both are different in speaking, in pronouncing, as well as in their meaning. So ideal means a statue, but ideal is something or someone who is perfect. So I for ideal. It was not the ideal solution to the problem. That was not the perfect solution to the problem. T for typical. This painting is typical of his early work, and this is a typical example of Roman pottery. It's a model, ideal model. O for original. His works are original and not fake. So now look at this thing. जो चीज या जो इंसान ओरिजिनल होता है, one who is true, one who is always very straightforward, so he is also original and not fake in nature, right? So he becomes a model for some people, or he becomes a perfect example. That is why his works are original and not fake. M for model, not that model who walks on the ramp. So the two houses were built after the same model, after the same perfect example. E for embodiment. He was the embodiment of the English gentleman. So he was the perfect example, an ideal example of the English gentleman. Obese. Obese का मतलब होता है fat. O for obese. Obese people tend to have higher blood pressure than lean people. Lean means thin, stout. Okay, stout is your fat. So very thin, then skinny, right? So obese people tend to have higher blood pressure than lean people. B for beefy means obese, fat. Amanda and Tina were both beefy, sporty types. So they both were obese, fat, and sporty types. E for elephantine. She's so tiny, she makes me feel elephantine. She's so small in stature that when I stand with her, she makes me feel very huge, like an obese or a fat person. So this is what it means. S for stout, again fat. He was a tall, stout man with grey hair. E for elongated. Her legs were elongated by the very high heels which she wore. Fracas. Fracas, it means a very noisy argument, very disturbed fight with a lot of words, unwanted, and some usage of very obnoxious words, right? So when there's a fight uh, and then there's usage of some bad language, there's a lot of argument there. That kind of fight is known, the term we use or the word we use for that kind of fight is fracas. F for fracas. 8 people were injured in the fracas. R for row. They seem to have a flaming row at least once a week. That means they get into this noisy fight, noisy argument, this fracas, at least once a week. Row. A for affray. Willie was charged with causing an affray at a nightclub. So he was being charged, taken to jail, to the prison because of a fight, a very noisy fight. Affray. C for clash. 8 people were wounded in a clash with border guards. So 8 people, they got into this argument, into this fight with the border guards, and they were wounded in a clash. A for altercation. Now, this is not alteration, right? This is altercation. Alteration का क्या मतलब होता है? What does alteration mean? It means an amendment. It means a change. And in other senses, it can also be taken as a renewal, right? So that is alteration. But this is altercation, noisy fight, fracas. The boys had an altercation over the umpire's decision. So when the umpire gave his decision, the boys got into a very noisy fight. They got into an altercation. S for squabble. He always likes to squabble with others about petty matters. He always likes to, वो हमेशा लड़ने के बहाने ढूंढता रहता है. Always likes to squabble with others about petty matters. Forbid, meaning to order somebody not to do something, or to order that something must not be done. काम नहीं होना चाहिए, या तो ऑर्डर करना या वो काम नहीं होना चाहिए. That is forbid. So F for forbid. God forbid that I should ever have to work with him again. I plea to God, or God forbid, God save me, that I ever would not want to work with him again. O for outlaw. The new law will outlaw smoking in public places. It will ban. It will be order. It will be an order will be out. So it will be an outlaw that smoking will be banned in public places. R for refuse. My initial reaction was to refuse, not to do something, right? B for ban. There was a ban on political protests during the pilgrimage. Now, pilgrimage is a religious place. So, there was a ban on political protests during the pilgrimage ceremonies, right? So, there was a ban. I for interdict. Interdict could also be sought for the protection of public interests. So something, an order about not to do something should be somewhere searched for protecting the public interest. D for disallow. To everyone's amazement, everyone's surprise, the goal was disallowed. It was not allowed. It was not by the umpire that the goal has been taken in, but it was disallowed. And everyone was surprised on that. Greedy. Greedy बहुत common word है, means wanting for more money, more power, more food than you really need. Now, greedy. Don't be so greedy. G for greedy. R for ravenous. Towards the end, he was ravenous for status. Status is your power, fame, right? Then towards the end, he was greedy for status. E for audacious. The boy grabbed the food and audaciously, greedily ate it. E for esurient. He will never change this esurient habit of his. That means the greedy habit. He will never change this greedy habit or esurient habit. See, कितने अच्छे words हैं. Look at this. And we keep on repeating those lame, old, dull, common words. So build up your vocabulary, guys. Build up your vocabulary bank. D for desirous. The Duke is desirous of meeting you. Y for yearning. They had a deep yearning, a craving, a kind of greediness for their homeland. Gutless is our next word. Gutless का मतलब होता है जिसके कोई guts नहीं होता है. Guts are lacking. Gut is a courage. A person who has guts means a person has a lot of courage, lot of determination, strong will. That is a gut determination, strong willed, right? So gutless means lacking courage or determination. G for gutless. Are you too busy or just gutless? So this is a taunt. ये जो sentence एक in the manner of a taunt. It has been spoken to someone. Are you too busy or you are just a coward, a gutless person? U for unenterprising. He will not take up this new venture seriously. He's always been unenterprising because he lacks courage, he lacks determination, he's not a strong willed person. So he will not take up this new venture seriously. T for timorous. She is as timorous as a rabbit. Now, यहाँ पे the girl has been compared with a rabbit because the rabbit is always scared. It doesn't come out in open. It cannot face people, so always scared. So she is as timorous as a rabbit. L for lily livered. Jazz is not that lily livered as she pretends to be. So Jazz is not that courageous as she pretends to be. E for effort. People said the aristocracy was effort. Aristocracy, people who lived in aristocracy or they were aristocrats, the people who were on the topmost, at the topmost level of the society, they were known as aristocrats, right? They lacked, they were effort, they lacked courage, they lacked determination, they were cowards in actuality. S for spineless. He's nothing but a spineless coward. S for scared. Why do you always look so scared? Glum. Glum means sad, feeling sad. D for glum. She was very glum and was obviously missing her children. So she was missing her children. That is why she was feeling sad. She was feeling glum. L for lugubrious. The whole effect was hideous, petty, lugubrious, and narrow. So it was in all very sad. Whole effect was hideous, petty, it was very lugubrious, and it was narrow. U for unhappy. Why are you looking so unhappy today? M for melancholic. So melancholic आपका word बना है from melancholy, which is an abstract noun, right? Melancholic is your adjective. The night was as melancholic as his mood. So he was not feeling happy and he was melancholic. So the night was also melancholic just as his mood was. Heaven. Heaven is a paradise. So H for heaven. Come what may, heaven won't fall. कुछ भी हो जाए, आसमान नहीं टूट पड़ेगा, right? E for Elysium. Elysium is heaven, paradise. Everything was perfect. She was in a paradise. Elysium. Very nice word. A for Avalon. And Arthur's final resting place in Avalon, in paradise. Final resting place means he is dead. And that is, so he died and he is in Avalon, in paradise. V for Valhalla. In 2001, Galileo detected that an asteroid had struck the moon, forming the Valhalla impact, the heavenly impact, the impact of being in Avalon, in being in Elysium, being in heaven. That kind of impact was formed. And another word used here for heavenly paradise is Valhalla. Empyrean. His thoughts floated then serenely in the Empyrean. So he was thinking, and slowly, his thoughts took him to heaven, to paradise. Empyrean. And next world. Very nice word. The next world really exists or not? So it's a question. क्या paradise, क्या heaven really exist करता है? The next world, does it really exist or not? Half-wit. Half-wit is a person who's a fool, who's an idiot, a stupid, a dumb, right? H for half-wit. There's no point in acting like a half-wit, like a fool. A for ass. Such an ass he is. L for leatherhead. Don't behave like a leatherhead. Don't behave like a dunce, like a dumb, like a fool. So don't behave like a leatherhead. F for fathead. Do you know he's such a fat head with his ideas? So he might be, having ideas, but he's so fathead, he's so foolish with his ideas. Or his ideas are really, they don't make any sense, they're foolish. W for wooden head. If you will talk to him, you will understand in no time that you are talking to a wooden head. So wood, if you're talking to a wood, then you are considered to be a fool. If you're talking to walls, you are considered to be a mad, a lunatic, right? Wooden head. To see such nice words, fool ki jagah aap ye simple words bhi hai, but then if you remember them, leatherhead, fat head, wooden head in place of fool. Ignoramus. I'm a complete ignoramus where computers are concerned. So when it comes to computers, I am a fool. I cannot apply my brains on it. T for twit. You look a twit in that suit. You look like a fool, a dumb in that suit. Idiot. Again, उसी का ही fool and then half wit. उसी का ही, but then idiot से और हम कुछ new words, similar meanings देख सकते हैं. So idiot means fool again, as half wit was also fool. I for idiot. Standing there on stage, I felt like like an idiot, a complete idiot. D for dunce. It is very impolite. It is not good to call others a dunce, a fool. I for imbecile. She looked at me with an imbecile, with a foolish, with an idiotic grin. O for oaf. You clumsy oaf. That's the second glass you've broken today. T for twerp. What a twerp he is. What a foolish person he is. Humdrum. Humdrum का मतलब होता है person who is very boring, very dull, very uh, very unenterprising, right? Boring. H for humdrum. Their lives were and are boring. humdrum. Their lives are, and they were, very boring, very monotonous, very ritual, very routine, right? U for uninteresting. Such an uninteresting character. He is such a boring character. So, uninteresting. Don't use boring, use uninteresting. M for monotonous. This job is becoming so monotonous, so boring, so dull, so routine, right? D for dreary. What makes life dreary is the want of a motive. What makes life dreary? How does a life become very dull? Why does it become dull or without any aim or with very humdrum? So it becomes boring in the want or for the want of a motive or an aim or a path. R for routine. तो ये रूटीन हमड्रम बोरिंग से कैसे रिलेटेड है रूटीन मतलब हम we get up in the morning, we take a bath, we have a breakfast, we go for our work. That is routine. But then over the period, over a period, doesn't it become very boring? So that is why, sorry, that is why this routine is also used here as boring, something which is very boring. Follow the routine which I told you about. U for unexciting. How could you ever be so unexciting and boring? Such a humdrum. M for mind numbing. Stay away from people who are mind numbing, who are boring, who are very dull, who are dreary in nature. Stay away from them. Harbor. Harbor is a place where ships take shelter. Harbor, जहाँ ships आके खड़ी होती हैं, that place is known as harbor. So shelter. H, H for harbor. I can see two ships in the harbor. A for asylum. She fled the country and is now seeking asylum in Sweden. She's taking shelter in Sweden. R for refuge, to take shelter. A further 300 people have taken refuge or shelter or harbored in the US embassy. B for bolt hole. The hotel is an ideal bolt hole for Londoners. O for oasis. Oasis in the desert is a shelter place, right? So they stopped for the night at an oasis. R for reserve. They found that reserve after a long time. So reserve का मतलब होता है कुछ रिजर्व करना, सीट रिजर्व करना, प्लेस रिजर्व करना. That is different. Now here it means a shelter. So they found that reserve after a long time. Haggard. Haggard is when one looks very weak and tired. बहुत ज़्यादा थका हुआ, बहुत ज़्यादा weak because of illness or some worry or lack of sleep. That person you can term or you can name that person as, you can call him as haggard. H for haggard, he was pale and a bit haggard. A for attenuated. The fat girl was attenuated by hunger. She was weak and tired by hunger, due to hunger. G for gaunt. His eyes were sunken in his gaunt, means very weak and dull and pale face. Gaunt. G for grey. After his surgery, he is looking so grey. He's looking so pale. A for anorexic. She looks anorexic to me, very pale and very down, very weak and tired, very haggard to me. Anorexic. Are raw-boned. The coal miners looked raw-boned. D. Drawn. The ordeal left her looking pale and drawn, very weak and tired. So here, due to worry, due to stress, in drawn. Irascible. Irascible, someone who is very irritable. जो बहुत irritate करता रहता है, right? Now, instead of using this word, you are very irritating. So you're very irascible in nature. Do you know that? So irascible. She's becoming more and more irascible as she grows older. तो जैसे जैसे old होती जा रही है, she's becoming very irritable, very irascible. Are ratty. She was a bit ratty with me this morning. Very irritated. A. Atrabilis. His atrabilis nature, his irritating nature, will bring him to ground one day. S. Splenetic. He has such crude and splenetic, irritable expression on his face. Splenetic, nice word. C for, so that was, the word was, yes, sorry, so the word was irascible. And now we're looking at C here. C for cantankerous. He's getting a bit cantankerous in his old age. As he's growing older, he's becoming very irritable, irritating. Cantankerous. I for irritable again. Why are you getting so irritable? B for bilious. तो हमने इसका एक वर्ड देखा था A से, atrabilis. So atrabilis with A and bilious both mean irritable. So B for bilious. I felt a little bilious after last night's dinner. I'm feeling very irritable. E for edgy. She's been edgy lately, very irritable lately, waiting for the test results. Livid means angry. L for livid, I'm absolutely livid about it. I'm angry about it. I infuriated. It infuriated him that Beth was with another man. V for vexatious. Purchase and decoration of real estate is very, the white collar people become very angry on this kind of a job. I for indignant. I got an indignant, very full of angry remorse. I got an indignant reply from Mr. Norris. A reply full of anger. D for disgruntled. The late dinner disgruntled. It made my father angry. So disgruntled. Wrathful. Wrathful is a very, very high degree of being angry. Angry se bhi bahut zyada high degree of being into anger. W for wrathful. The wrathful crowd surged forward. The angered crowd. Rageful. He was rageful after knowing about the whole matter. He was very infuriated. A for angry. Don't look so angry. T for tumultuous. He pulled his hair, beat his chest with tumultuous agony. H for heated. He got into a heated argument with her. Livid, angry argument, full of anger. F for furious. No need to be so furious. U for uptight. Relax. You're getting too uptight about it. You're getting too angry. So relax. L for livid. I'm absolutely livid about it. Imposing. Something which is very impressive to look or making a strong impression. So we use this in reference to a person who has a very strong, impressive look, or he wants, like, creates, want to be a center of attraction, creates a strong impression in the crowd. Imposing. I for imposing. She'd never think of imposing herself because she was a very low esteem girl. M for magnificent. Such a magnificent building it is. Imposing. P for palatial. She lives in a palatial New York apartment, which is very impressive to me. O for opulent. These were the glittering and opulent reminders of the medieval city. Very impressive to look at the medieval city. Splendid. So our word was imposing, right? And now we're looking at S. S for splendid. You have come up with a very impressive, very splendid idea. I for impressive. She was very impressive in her interview, very imposing in her interview. N for noble. He is amazingly noble at all times. He's amazingly imposing at all times, splendid at all times. And G for grand. What a grand hotel it is. What a hotel to look at. What an impressive hotel it is. All right, my friends. So here we come to the end of another session. I hope to see you soon in my next session. Till then, take care and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe on this code of mine, SUMATI. Please click on like, share, and subscribe on this code SUMATI Sumati. Thank you. Take care. Till then, happy learning.